My name's Todd Diedrichsen. My wife and I purchased the Johnson Hotel in downtown Plainview in 1998 and moved here from Ohio. We opened a steakhouse in the hotel itself and ran that for 12 years, the Johnson Hotel Cafe. The hotel was built in 1901. After I decided to close the restaurant, we decided that we would like to do something with the spaces downstairs here. So we took our passion, which was antiques, and decided to turn it into an antique store here. We renovated the upstairs, and that's where we live. So we've been running the antique store as Hidden Trunk Antiques for the last 7 years. So far it's been great. Plainview's been very welcoming to us, both with the restaurant and with the antique store. We get a huge amount of people from out of town that pass through on Highway 20. Most of our clientele is local, but during the summer months especially, we bring in a lot of people from Highway 20 that are passing through and visiting Plainview. We decided that the setting the setting of the hotel being built in 1901 opened itself up to a perfect opportunity for us to run an antique store out of it. It seems to go with the decor, the tin ceilings, and the original decor of the hotel. We tried to keep it pretty true to the way that it was built. We haven't changed the structural parts of the hotel itself. The antiques are found in a variety of places. We do auctions, we liquidate estates. Most of them are from Nebraska. A good number come from other states. We travel to Minnesota and pick up a lot of things there. We almost exclusively sell our antiques out of the hotel here, although we do set up in a few flea market venues and stuff throughout the year. We have a lot of return customers. The stock changes. I think that's why I kind of like it as much as I do. The stock changes all the time. We never know what we're going to get in, so people never know exactly what they're going to see. So they keep coming back. The joy of doing this, a lot of this has to do with the fact that you can sit and let people browse and listen to the stories that they tell about having owned the stuff back when they were children, or seeing the same stuff that's on the shelves that their grandparents had. And a lot of times they don't buy anything. It's more of a reminiscence for them to walk through, and that's fine. We enjoy the one-on-one with people and just hearing their stories for where they're from and things that intrigue them as well as we do. We sell a lot of antiques. We do have a lot of furniture. We have a lot of smaller items. I kind of tend to go with the quirky stuff if I can, just because it interests me more than most of the other things that we sell. My wife is very adamant about or enthusiastic about vintage dresses and sewing materials and things along that vein. So there's a lot of that in the store. We have one section that is part of the shop here that is primitives, which is the old farming equipment and stuff that you find out. Most of us here in Nebraska see out on in any old farmstead that you've ever visited. You'll see here in the shop, from wheels to tools. It's all here. It's just a joy. It's a lot of fun to do. We don't make, like most antique dealers will tell you, you're not in this because you expect to be a millionaire. You do it for the passion of the hunt and for finding something for somebody that means something to them, that they can either keep as a new piece of furniture or something to pass down to their children. It becomes an heirloom. So that's basically why we're still doing this, and why we'll probably continue doing this even after we retire. It's just something that we enjoy doing. Some of the things that we end up doing here that people seem to get a kick out of is just things that they've never seen before. I mean, a lot of our parents and grandparents had depression glass on the shelves. Many people don't know that the green depression glass and some of the yellow depression glass has a trace amount of uranium in it. And you can see that and prove that by pitting it with a black light. If it glows, as this does, then there are trace elements of uranium in it. And it tells you for sure that it is real depression glass. And it's just something that has always intrigued me, so I have a lot of it in the shop. It's not necessarily a high dollar item, but it's unique. A lot of people in Nebraska have seen the movie Nebraska. The majority of the film itself was shot here in Plainview. They used our building as a staging point for all of the props and stuff. You'll see the hotel on some of the city street shots. In particular, there's a restroom scene that was filmed, and they built the restroom in the main area of the antique store. It was empty at the time. We cleared everything out. They put up a couple fake walls. So when you see the restroom scene in the movie, yeah, now you know that it was filmed here in the hotel. Just a little movie magic. This is the oldest thing that we have for sale in the shop. It was made circa 1750 in the Boston area. This was they called it a tankard, but they used it for everything. Everybody carried one about this size. And they would take a rope and tie it onto the handle and use it to bring it, water, to bring water up from a well or from a stream. They used it to cook. They used it as a bean pot. It's unique. I've never seen one like it. But I did find it. I talked to another gentleman. You can find one like this in one of the colonial museums in Boston. They feel that this came from the Boston area. All copper and riveted. So, yeah, that's the oldest thing that we have in the shop.